see. I still got it.
That was better that time.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get right into it. We're not going to do as many updates. We're going to be more to the point today.
We've gotten listener feedback.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it. It helps us
Yes.
to know what we need to do, John.
Yes, keep giving us feedback, and please subscribe to the podcast.
Yes.
And welcome back to podcast number, Who Cares?
We don't
It
even
is.
know anymore.
No, we're almost to, I
don't
think we're
know.
number 19.
Oh, 19. No, 19.
Yeah.
Well,
Almost to 20. And have had over 2,000 downloads.
yeah, I think you said that
Nice.
last time. It's pretty good.
Oh,
though.
did I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
all right. We're still
say it
updating.
again.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I've
They don't
had
necessarily always
COVID
listen.
mind.
This is your
Yeah.
baby. You can be proud of it.
That's
Yes.
right. Oh, it's such
Hold
a
your baby.
beautiful little
Yeah, I don't know
baby.
what that was, but
I'm not sure either.
if it was a baby, I just dropped
Another
it.
reason to look at YouTube.
All right, let's get into right off the bat, Scott.
Oh.
We had you out to the house Friday night.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And we had a little cookout. It was social distancing friendly.
Yes.
So we just cooked out just to get a little something to do. And I told you somewhere in that night that I think weather's coming.
Yeah, so I was getting ready to leave, and you're like, no.
I said, I think the world's fixing to end. Speaking of living on the edge in the new series, you might want to hang out.
Yeah.
And how cool was it to see the lightning out there in Benton as it
That was definitely, I almost said Star Wars, but that's not the right
No.
one. No, it was Ghostbustery.
Yeah, because I sent you that little video.
Well, I was there.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, they shared it with you.
I'd like to
Oh,
see
yeah.
that video.
It looks weird because the kids had a red light on their room,
Yeah,
in their
for
room.
some reason.
So the way it was shot, it looked just like the end of the world. I was like, that is spooky. And he kept, yeah. So we had a little fun with that. And then all the kids stopped when the baseball size hail rained down
Yes.
from the sky.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about just, it was weird.
Yeah, I
man.
thought it was limbs hitting the house. I was incorrect.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
like, no, that's. And then the dogs were trying to get out there. I'm like, look,
Oh,
don't be
man.
stupid.
Cosmo wanted that squirrel that was probably getting.
Yeah,
hit
we have
by
tree
the hail.
squirrels, and so
Yeah.
they fly in at night. I said, hey, dummy, they ain't flying tonight. I mean, they do have enough sense to know.
Yeah, it's weird because we had a two-phase storm in Houghton, and there was a little one at first, and we watched it, and then
You
we went
thought-
to bed.
You thought no biggie.
Yeah, we said I wasn't as bad as they thought it was going to be, so we went to bed, and I woke up from the first doom when it hit the roof, and I sat up in bed, and so did Teresa. I said, "What was that?" And then it just
Oh, yeah.
unleashed at that point.
Oh, I drove around Saturday morning to see Christy Aguiar and Dave's house, and Christy Rhodes. They're both staff members, and I'm telling you, like, as bad as it was at our house as far as, the sound and the size of when you got into that neighborhood, it looked like a war zone.
Oh,
It
yeah.
blew out all the windows in the houses. Like all the shutters, the paint had been knocked off. And what's crazy is you'd think it'd just be one house or a couple of houses. I'm talking about house after house after house. I mean, and windows out of cars, blew all the windows out of the cars and stuff. I'm like, that's serious force to knock a windshield and a side window
Like,
out of a car.
out of a vehicle,
Yes.
not just busted.
No, I'm talking about there were some that their windows were knocked out.
It busted it out.
Busted, yep.
Busted.
But it is kind of weird because you're in the series living on the edge, and are we on the edge of the end of times? And the only thing that I would say about that is, like, we've had hailstorms before. That's obvious. But as I came back in the house, this was after you had left. We'll get back into what happened right as you were trying to leave.
Yeah, because I lived on the edge there, too.
Yes, you were
Yes,
living on the
you
edge. But when I
did.
came back in, the meteorologists were saying that never before in his history of weather in Shreveport-Bossier have they seen what they saw the other night. That was unprecedented. And this
Didn't they
guy,
say it was 22 miles wide?
and it was the size. They said that typically, I guess because that was like what they called an Oklahoma-style cell, that we don't typically get those here, that baseball to size hail's very, very. He had never seen it.
I've never seen
He
it.
had heard of.
I know
But I'm
that.
sitting here going, well, here we go with another never seen it.
I know.
You're like
Right.
going, and then. Just speaking of that, we're going to come back. Y'all keep that in your mind.
All right, I
Right
got
as
it.
we're leaving out the door this morning, the meteorologist on the Today Show said that there's hurricanes brewing already, never before done in April.
And we're supposed to get storms again tomorrow.
Yep. So I'm sitting there thinking, boy, it is kind of weird, man. I mean, there's a
that's
lot,
a
there's a
little
lot going on out there,
Well,
Scott.
what was on
John.
that? I want to get to Scott's story because it's the comic relief of the Friday night.
Yes.
But my favorite text during all of that was Chip Mitchell. He said, 2019 was rough. 2020, hold my beer.
It's a lot of truth.
It's true.
It's crazy.
I laughed hard on that one.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's definitely crazy.
But Scott, what happened to you Friday night?
Well, John, you know, I was just trying to leave Justin's house to go back
To
home
the safety of your
to
mobile home?
Trying to survey the
Well,
damage at my
the weather
house.
had pretty much
Yeah.
left.
Yep.
So it was, what, 11 o'clock?
No, it was like
10:30.
10:30.
Yeah, 10:30, something like
Yeah,
that.
it was still raining, but not that hard.
Yeah, and he said, I'm going to go ahead and go and make sure my
Yeah.
trailer's intact. And I said, that's a good idea. Get
Yeah,
out there.
and,
Go, man. Get.
So it was obviously wet and muddy because
And I-
I'd parked off the driveway like I always do for whatever silly reason. Mm-hmm. Even though there was plenty room on the driveway.
Good point.
And,
Nobody was leaving.
Yeah. So I had one leg in the truck, my right leg in the truck, but then my left leg I put up on my little side rails or what do you want to call them?
Step rails.
Step rails, and my foot just gave way, and I fell backwards into the mud
I'm telling
and
you.
the water.
So I have a big spotlight because we were trying to
Yes.
see tree limbs, and I have this, and so we were shooting out there. So I still had it in my hand, but we're in the garage, and it's facing his car, but he's on the opposite side. The driver's
you
side's
can't
away
see
from
me.
us. I can't see it. So I'm walking around, and all of a sudden you hear, and my Angie, he's having a heart attack. Scott's had. Why did she jump to a heart attack?
I don't
What
know.
number is she?
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
don't
her
remember.
number.
Yeah, and I'm like, Scott. So I hit my flashlight, my spot on his car, and I can't see him standing. I can't see him laying. I don't know what he's done.
I saw the light.
You did
From the bottom of the
I
car.
saw the light.
I saw the light.
And by the way, the why I made that sound is
Yes.
because it was so cold.
Yes,
I did not. The mud was very soft, so I didn't get hurt at all.
Yeah.
But the just the shock of all I could make was because it was
So then
freezing.
I said, Scott, because it's still raining. So I'm not gonna run out there. Is what I'm saying. If he's having a heart
Yeah,
attack,
even Angie, who thought I was having a heart attack, still stayed in the garage.
yeah, well, we weren't gonna run out there. We had dogs all around us. We were trying to. I was
yeah.
gonna send Cosmo to go see what's going on.
None of the even the dogs were like,
No, they're like, nah, he'd be all right. So anyway, I see him come around the back of the truck, and he turns around, and I'm talking about from his head to his feet, covered in mud on the rear side.
Bless
Oh,
his
yeah.
heart.
So then the best part to me was, he goes, well, lucky for me, I've got a change of clothes in the car. And I said, well, that's awesome. I said, but what do you want to do? And I said, you going to just get naked here in the garage or whatever? And he's like, yeah. I said, but you probably going to want to shower down or whatever. So I said, let's go around the front. And we turned that hose on. Have you ever felt something that cold in your life?
No, so it's first of all, let's back up a little. It's still raining.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the cold rain, I have to go out. Obviously, I'm not going to go through the house. So to the front I go in the pouring rain, and he's got the hose. And so standing in the pouring rain, I'm also being hosed off
This is great.
like a prisoner. Just
Like a prisoner.
oh, Scott.
But I'm going to tell you, I knew that water was cold.
well,
He was, yeah.
Good thing you're kind of furry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
good
but
thing
see,
we're out too in the country because there's no neighbors
Yeah,
really that can
but
hear all that.
the furry did not do well. Being furry, did not do well when I took a shower.
Yeah.
That was there was mud everywhere.
Yeah, he had some serious issues.
Yeah.
Yes, I could not believe the amount of mud that was caked.
So you have
on my
special
body.
memories about
I
that.
do. That was a special for me. It was a lot of fun. It was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I was
Yeah.
thankful you were all right because really, you
Yeah.
know,
I had a weird moment myself. So I bought a truck, a new to me truck last week. First vehicle I bought for myself in 21 years. And I'm standing in the garage watching it get pelted with hailstones. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
you hadn't had it what 3 days?
3 days.
Teresa said you would look out. You go, oh no, it's fine, and then you just look down and just okay, no, and then you look back out.
It was not good.
Yeah.
So finally it let up. All right, so I get an umbrella. I said, I got to go look and see how bad it is. And I stepped 1 foot out of my garage and the biggest lightning bolt strikes ground. I said, "Nope, we'll see you tomorrow."
Yeah,
God said,
no, get
I
back in
said,
that house.
"It can wait," and I just went to bed.
I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it.
No, I mean, it was wild.
Yeah, I just never will forget that baseball-sized hailstone bouncing down your sidewall.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Crazy.
the noise.
Oh,
It's
it sounded like a sledgehammer hitting the roof. It really
it
did.
was weird. And our daughter comes running into the living room. She's like, "What is that?" And I was like, "That is a massive hailstorm," and it just got louder and
Oh, yeah.
louder. And then when they opened the garage, it smelled like a big pine air freshener.
Oh yeah, Angie liked that. She said, "I like that. Why does it smell like pine?" Remember?
Yes, it did.
I said, "Angie, because it knocked every limb off of everything, every leaf in this."
It was
I mean,
nice.
it was stuff was everywhere.
Yeah, but so the weird part for me is like this morning. I noticed it this morning. Like 3 days later, my driveway looks like somebody has taken a
Power washer.
power. God, what is wrong with me today?
Yeah, well,
Well, I'm trying
It's
to make
early.
sure.
Golly, it's not that early.
no.
Anyway, but no, it looked like somebody took a power washer to my driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were fences like that. There were houses like that, paint like that in that neighborhood. It was wild.
Scott, I appreciate you helping me get my yard cleaned up.
welcome.
How many times did I mow my yard?
6 times.
I had to mow over my yard 6 times because
Yeah.
of the debris
Yeah.
from the trees. And you just have to mulch it and mulch it.
And then I followed behind him
and
with
he
the
would blow it
blower.
back up on the grass
Yeah.
off the concrete just
See,
because
that's
it
a
was
good man right there.
yeah.
Yeah, until Teresa was like, just give up. Because every time I would blow it off, he would come back by and it'd blow some more.
She's like, "You're just wasting your time."
Yeah.
Scotty."
No, but really, I think you only did it 3 times.
Yeah, no, we
6
exaggerate.
Is a little exaggerate.
Well,
Yeah.
that's all right. You're yellow.
Yeah.
So what's the prognosis for this week? Because the good news is, guys, looks like Tuesday more's coming.
More's coming. Yeah.
Tuesday, yeah.
Yep.
We're at a moderate risk, I believe.
I think that's what we were last Friday.
Yeah.
Moderate. It's pretty wild, though.
Yes, I'm already trying to find shelter for my truck.
Yeah, well, you have a garage. I was just joking with the other employees in there. I was like, Christy, that's why you clean your garage out. Y'all have 2 cars,
Yeah.
so you didn't have any room
I didn't
for
have an
another.
option.
But some of them just have junk in there.
They do. I'm against that.
Yeah. Well, we
You've
got,
seen my garage.
Yeah, you
I don't believe in anything in my garage.
No, and Dave Aguiar, he's got a clean garage.
He does.
And he's got it organized, some tools and stuff. That was awesome.
I have a sweet gum ball tree that actually covers my.
Yeah, that is your
That's
garage.
natural cover.
That's my garage.
Well, it does help. The
It
trees
does.
help.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
do.
My roof actually looks like it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
So
Got a big old tree over it.
That's right.
yeah, until that limb falls into it, I'm good.
Oh, I when my mom lived there, we have talked about that. You're living in our
Yes.
mom's old trailer. That I repaired a spot up there. We can get
Yes.
that handled for that roof right there. We could do ourselves quickly.
We've
We
had
can do
it-
the whole roof,
it's
and I can get
happened a couple
I'll get
times.
the material donated. I bet.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's flat and
Easy.
easy
I get
and
up there.
little.
Yeah.
We've experienced roofing
We
houses.
do, yeah,
Scott.
in Nashville.
We can do that.
The Happy Nailers.
Well,
That's it.
speaking of roofs, when did you put your roof on your house?
Yeah, just got finished, and here comes
Last summer.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's what I was telling. Chip had an opinion on it. He's like, "Oh, you can't see it, but it's bad." Well, I got up and looked. I don't see a lot of damage.
Right.
So it may be that there are some spots that, we'll see. But
Unfortunately, mine is damaged.
the trees around me may have helped me too. Now, there's a couple of spots. I'm sure there's some damage, but they're not going. Excuse me, that's COVID. They're not going to probably replace it for those few spots. I bet.
know. Yeah, we're waiting it out. We're gonna wait till everybody else gets a roof on our street like we did last time, and then
Well, he's
Take
done.
action.
I talked to my agent, Jennifer Thurman. She said,
you like agents this
"Yeah,
week,
I
don't
do.
you?
Yeah, they're great, man."
That was nice.
To give Jennifer some credit, she really is trying to do some good. She sent me. We've been trying to meet before all this happened, but she has a great plan of trying to help people, and
That's cool.
so she's trying to work on some stuff. She sent me a bunch of images of her drawings, and
Cool.
paraphernalia of
That's
what she's
awesome.
trying to accomplish. But that's before all this happened. But she was saying, no, just wait. There's no rush, because as long
Right.
as you don't have an immediate need,
That's right.
there's some people that are way worse than we are.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, then-
Christy Rose was telling us one of their neighbors during the storm, all of a sudden, every can
I
light.
saw it. Yeah, that was pouring out of their
pouring out
lights.
of their can lights.
Well, this is the weird part, and this kind of shifts to COVID-19 now. So, talked to State Farm over the weekend, which is who I'm with, and they can't even deploy the disaster teams that they normally deploy because you can't travel.
Yeah.
in this state. So they were explaining it on the phone or whatever. I thought, what a weird convergent of two different deals. You got a big storm and then you got COVID-19. So everything's kind of weird right now.
I was in the neighborhood, Christy A's and Christy Rose neighborhood, and I was driving through there, and so I guess somebody recognized me as a pastor.
Oh,
And they're like, well, way to go. It's not like we don't have enough going on. You had to bring in a hailstorm. Like I'm responsible for it. I'm like, no, I do know the guy. I mean, I think God, he's up there, but that's like
they can talk to him
I
too,
do
though.
know the guy.
Yeah, but they were kind of pointing at me and frustrated, throwing their hands up. Yeah.
But don't they know they can talk to him too?
Yeah, but I think they felt like they wanted to
You're
take
not
it
a
out
priest.
on. No, they want to take it out on me.
Maybe
though.
maybe
I
they
know.
were
It's
Catholic.
just you're just a scapegoat.
Next time I'm gonna put on glasses and a hat and drive through. But hey, to get really cool is
Glasses and a
like
hat.
Lowe's. I gotta give Lowe's a shout out, man. I've told you all this that I've never seen this. Mm-hmm. They showed up in Christy A's neighborhood, driving through with Lowe's trucks, free tons. Even gave me a box of free trash bags, handing out whatever you needed, different things to be able to help clean up right
cool.
there on the spot for
I
free.
like that.
That is awesome.
I was like, man, and I'm not talking about like one vehicle, like 2 or 3 vehicles coming through there with all their little red vest on,
That's awesome.
I thought that's pretty impressive.
We drove through there later that same day, and dude, every roofing contractor in town
Oh yeah, they looking
was
for
going door to door. I mean, it looked like a convention.
Yeah.
I mean, all their trucks and trailers, and I thought, wow, that was quick.
yeah,
So,
they trying to get that money.
they trying to get that money.
I don't know how much money they make on that, but it's got to be pretty good.
I think they do all right.
Yeah, they be aight.
So
Well-
we got to talk about COVID-19.
Yes.
So I think we might have a COVID-19 update.
You just gonna give
Oh.
one? You want?
Yeah, I think we're going to try to
Yeah,
keep
we're gonna
it-
do one,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
All right, go ahead, Scott.
I make
hit
sure
it.
I have the volume turned up and then
Let's
press
see if
it.
There
you
you
hit the
go. I
right
like
button.
that.
Try it one more time.
COVID-19 update.
Just one.
Just one.
Just one. It seemed a little louder that time, but that's
Yeah,
all
well, I
right.
had the volume up probably
That's all
too.
right. That's okay.
Because now I'm paranoid about it.
Yeah, I understand. But you hit the right button. to
I did
win.
hit the right
To
button.
win.
Yeah, so I understand that we're supposed to hear from our governor today.
Yes.
That's the rumor, and Georgia was one of the first
Georgia.
states
Mm.
to just open back up.
Yeah, it kind of comes back to church because we're trying to figure
Yeah.
out what we're going to do.
That's kind of our main responsibility. isn't
Yeah,
it?
they're trying to like, what are you going to do? I mean, they were already talking in the hall this morning. We even postponed staff meeting
We did.
to wait on the governor's update.
That's right.
But I would bet he's going to say the same thing Georgia said. What do you want to bet?
Oh yeah, I would imagine. I imagine they talk to each other. I bet they have like a big Zoom call.
Yeah, and say,
And they're
look,
like,
dude,
hey, Alabama, what you gonna do?
Oh gosh.
Georgia speaking now.
I would love to see that Zoom call, just all the governors at once.
he comes on at what, 4 today?
4:00 today.
That's your governor, John Bell Edwards.
That's right. But I mean, I think you would agree generally that we're gonna be on the conservative side. We're gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
cautious. We're gonna watch and see what other states do, but this is not gonna happen overnight. This is gonna be a process.
No, I think like North Point in Atlanta, which they're in Georgia, so I think they put out a little funny video, which Andy don't typically put out funny videos.
I bet he didn't write it.
But it's pretty funny though.
I need to see that.
Actually Sandra's wife, which we know him from back in the day or whatever, but they're not known for being comedic. I mean, he's
Right.
dry humor.
His son
His
is.
son is a great
He's
comedian.
hilarious.
We need to bring him in sometime. But beyond that is, I think Sandra was saying, you can get your hair done because the salon's open, but you're not coming back to church. Blah blah blah. And then Sandra went into is like, I can tell you what's going to happen when we come back. And that was be like, there's going to be a baby boom. She said, because Andy, you know what we would, and it went beep, and then he just walked out of the room. I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good for them because they're not typically cutting up like that. But I bet they were like, yeah.
Yeah,
but
you gotta be silly.
well,
It's too much
dude, you've been in a house locked
Yeah,
up
so
with.
that March, yeah, Christmas is gonna
Yeah,
be.
that's
a-
what they're saying. You can have a
baby
baby
boom.
boom at Christmas. So,
COVID baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But going back to that, they said, like Andy was, because they are a week ahead of us. So as far as Georgia opened up, they're probably going, what does this mean for us? I heard that even though they opened up, the Atlanta mayor, what I referenced last time,
did.
they were in conflict over it. But they specifically asked that no churches meet, even though they really weren't, I don't think, allowed to. I think they're just trying to figure out where that is. But Andy said, I think in his, they're not going to open up until they can do it like they normally do.
Right.
So they don't want to kind of halfway do it. They want to do it or not do it. So I mean, that's the big debate is everybody's, okay, well, what does that mean? I mean,
Right.
from cleanliness to mask to gloves to
Yeah.
dropping your kids off to social distancing and small groups. And then Christy A was on a Zoom call with 100 children's pastors from across the country. And she said they were all, this was last week, because everybody's trying to figure it out. And I said, well, what did they, Christy, give me what they said. She said, everybody's like, we don't know really what we're doing. It's because like camps, vacation Bible schools for us is SK Summer. And they were saying that everybody just needs to press the pause button. You just need to just wait it out. Don't try to act like you know, and don't try to tell people you know, because nobody really knows. It could change in any given moment. But do you really want to send out multiple statements and, well, we thought this and not that? So it's better just to kind of press pause and wait until it really is lifted.
Yep. Hey, and like if you're a small business out there and you missed out on the first,
Here it comes, another one.
it's today. It opened back up today. So
Yay.
here's the bad news for you. If you're not already signed up,
It'll be gone.
yeah, because all the people that didn't get the money last time, they're in a queue. So, but they're having to throw more money at it.
Oh, they'll have to.
Yep.
I saw a business owner yesterday. I talked to him. He got it.
Yeah.
The last little run, and he said it helps just because of they're in the oil industry, and they're just saying that if already oil prices are down, like we said, but he was like, we don't know what it's going to look like a week from now, a year from now, a month from now.
Well, that's a unique challenge.
Yep.
Because for the first time ever, you're talking about first time evers, and I don't know if this is first time ever, but
Are you talking about the oil being?
yeah,
I think it was the first
I think
time
it was
ever
that
in
it
the
went
negative.
to a negative value.
Yeah, that's not good for Louisiana.
They were paying people, and I heard a podcast this morning that really did a great job explaining the whole situation. I won't get bogged down in it, but the reason why they sold it at a negative price was they were paying container ships to store it out in the
Yeah.
bays. So it was actually getting to a situation to where it was costing more than it was ever going to be worth. So
Do you ever wish that you had like a big underground tank at your house and you could just like
Yes.
come fill her up while you can?
yes,
That's what some people are saying. It's like, I think Trump even said, he said, I think we should just buy all we can buy,
yep,
Yeah.
because it's going to go up. It ain't long. It
yeah.
ain't going to stay down. I can promise you. That's one thing that's definitely coming back up.
Well, it made me think back to when I lived in Texas. We had the big financial crisis of 07 through 09, and they referenced it in this podcast this morning that it was one of the highest per barrel prices in American history. So now we're at a negative number. It was $150 a barrel
Good night.
in 2008. Wow. So I was driving my Camaro at the time,
Expensive.
and we were paying close to $5 a gallon
Good night.
in Texas for fuel.
Now
And I can remember just parking it, and we would just take Teresa's car. I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't even make any sense. We just would carpool or
I
whatever.
took the boat out yesterday, and I promise you, when I went up there and filled it up, and it was at $1, I think 60 a gallon.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's not too bad.
Right?
Yeah, down south, it's some places are 89 cents.
Yeah, it's all based on the taxes.
We have that much tax.
Yeah.
Don't get into that, Justin. Good.
Yeah,
night.
there's certain states that it's already under $1 because the taxes are a big part of your fuel price every.
night. Weird.
Yeah, like Maro, Louisiana, Maro. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it was 89.
We don't
cents
care.
a
We wouldn't
gallon.
know.
Yeah. So anyway, so I just thought that was kind of interesting.
It is interesting because, I mean, everybody's still trying to figure out. I was looking at colleges like us. We have a graduate, so Hannah will be. We're supposed to be doing some kind of graduation thing, but I was looking that up. They don't know what schools are going to do. Still, they
Nope.
still don't. They think they're already down 30 to 50% is what they think will be for the fall.
Colleges, you mean?
Yeah, the kids are just gonna. I mean, what
They're
do you
gonna
do?
wait.
I mean, because like Blake, one of our interns, taking a gap year, he was like, "Man, I chose wisely." We were at Life Group watching the draft, the NFL draft of the night, and he was like, "This is the perfect year for a gap year because in a lot of ways it is. It was chaos.
Yep.
Because you spend what's crazy about that is you spend all the money and you don't get any of the stuff
right.
back. That's what they're all getting upset about. It's like, man, I spent to go to whatever big, nice, prestigious school. You're not on the campus. You're not getting the food. You're not getting the services. You're not
environment,
getting the
the
environment. You're not.
experience, right.
I'm like, I don't know how I'd feel about that either. So that's why they're saying, some people are saying, no, we ain't paying again just
Yeah.
to be pulled out.
You know who's going to benefit probably from that?
Who?
Community colleges.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if they want to go ahead and get started,
Yeah.
you can just go take your first.
Oh, I'm
couple
sure
of years
Hannah will
or
be
whatever.
there.
Yeah,
She'll be at the old Bipsy Cavaliers.
yeah. Because
so-
actually graduates in a week.
No
She
fanfare.
got one more class,
No
or one more
fanfare.
week of classes, and we were joking last night that they were talking about they were going to give her two choices. Like they could do like a Zoom deal where the chancellor speaks and whatever, or they could mail it. And she goes, "Let's
Mail
go
it."
with the mail."
That's what Hannah was saying too. is
Yeah.
They were talking about all these different ideas, and and she's just like, it's just not the same.
Nah,
I mean, I
it is.
appreciate like whatever, but it's like, it ain't the same.
It's kind of sad for them, though. I mean,
It is, but
but
what
what are you
gonna
gonna do about it?
Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's what I told her. She had a pretty good attitude about it. I mean,
Yeah, I think
mean-
they're starting to adjust.
yeah. I mean, there's not like somebody can do something about
No.
it. It is what it is, So,
Exactly.
anyway, I know it is crazy.
Yeah, man.
But now when I was just thinking about it, I can't remember my graduation. Like I can't.
That's because you were probably hungover.
No,
Were you? No, he said
not-
not at that point.
I remember mine.
I don't remember walking across the stage or any of it.
Wow.
I vaguely, to be honest, I vaguely remember
Oh, I
myself.
do because I barely made it. I mean, as far as graduating.
I don't remember anything special about it though.
Yeah,
I remember, like-
I was just wanting it over with.
I think I had 12 people in my graduating class.
we
Yeah.
had more.
Yeah.
Southwood, 1987. So
We were like
had
a
some.
couple of hundred.
Yeah.
But I remember the crazy part for me is I graduated and then I went to work at 11:15 p.m. on a graveyard shift.
I went to
That
Olive
night.
Garden.
I don't remember us eating or anything.
I don't think we did.
No, I mean that wasn't.
It was a different
yeah.
time, man.
Now, when I graduated college, we did.
I remember
have a
that.
picture
That
of
was
us.
Expo Hall.
Yeah, but we did something to eat, and it seemed like it was where the old on the border is or something over
Well,
there.
it took you 10 years, bro.
That's
It's
all right.
worth
10
celebrating.
years. Hey, man, you got to celebrate.
Hey, at least you
That's
graduated.
the first one in the Hagler household.
That's it.
Oh.
Come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
college degree.
Yeah, Dad got a 2-year degree.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
Oh,
what I told
don't say that because people out
I'm
there.
joking. It's a joke.
Oh, and that's why Angie gets nervous.
But the reason, yeah,
There you go.
but the reason I can say dads don't mean anything because mom did all his work.
That's true.
She,
Yeah, she earned that
literally-
diploma.
she literally did. He'd come home and go, I don't know how to write this. My mom would do it and turn it in for him.
Hey,
That's
I have to
kinda
admit,
Wi-Fi
she wrote
man.
all my stuff too. I remember in junior high school, I was in honor society because
Which
of
is
her.
a joke.
But she was.
Because of John, not honor society is a joke.
No, thank you.
John's honor society is
Thank
a
you,
joke.
thank you for clarifying.
Yeah,
that.
I'm making sure.
But she wrote all my papers. All right, so one time she got a double A on one of her papers. That's how good of a writer.
One of her
Wow.
papers, but it had his name
had
on
my
it.
name on it. So I took it home and I said, "Mom, you did good."
A double A. I didn't even know that was
A's,
possible.
Yes.
Wow.
So I guess if you're triple A, like the auto thing, you're something.
Yeah, I
No
was
wonder.
like, "Man, we
Man.
did good." That's what I said.
That's so ridiculous.
I just was the delivery boy.
Man, y'all are lucky. If I asked Paula for help, she'd laugh in my face and walk away.
Yeah.
Well, not for help, but for like, hold on, let me back
She's
up.
listening.
'Cause she's listening.
No, she's not listening.
know.
Yeah.
She said she was
yeah.
quitting after last week.
Yeah.
Because it was pointless, right? She
Well,
said,
we're silly. We're too silly.
Yeah.
"Oh, hold on, let's get serious then."
Oh. I can't.
That didn't
do
last long.
that. Yeah, but you
Yeah,
were
I mean-
homeschooled though.
Well, for 3 years, I was homeschooled.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
What years were those? I mean, like grades.
Not,
No,
yeah,
oh.
yeah. No.
I was so.
I didn't know that didn't work well.
He said,
He said, and you should have seen his face.
Yeah, I
He
was
like,
trying to think
"Ugh."
like 96, 97, 98. No, so when we moved from Shreveport to Bossier, when I was in Cope Middle School, Bill Allred was my vice principal.
Oh, way to go, Bill.
They basically said, "Hey, you're not passing in your 2 9 weeks." So in 3 years, I went from my mom took me out of school because they're like, "Look, you're gonna fail the 8th grade." I mean,
Why did they mumble it like that? Hey,
they whispered it so
Hey,
other
look,
people wouldn't hear it.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
lean in here.
Yeah, lean in here.
yeah, you're,
You
you're
ain't
not
gonna
doing
make
so good. So good.
You go out the back
Yeah,
door.
You want to quit now? By the way.
Yo,
We'll cover for you.
they sent you home, man.
Well, really, my mom pulled me out because in Caddo Parish, No Child Left Behind didn't exist yet. But basically, I was the trial for that
That's just funny that you were in the No Child Left Behind part.
before No Child Left Behind.
Yeah.
Oh, this year it means something
Yeah.
totally different.
Ain't that the truth? Every child didn't get left behind this time.
But in 3 years, I went from 8th grade to junior in high school
Because of homeschool? I'm confused.
because of homeschooled. We went year round. We didn't stop. There was no stopping in the Odom household. And literally, I went from So we started.
So you went back to school as a junior?
Yeah, I went back to school as a junior in 3 years.
Wait,
That's kind of normal.
Yeah, I caught up.
10th, 11th.
yeah. I mean, if you're in 8th
Well,
grade,
hold on,
that's,
hold on,
wait
hold on.
a
Let me-
second,
let me-
now,
let me-
dude,
hold on,
That's
wait,
what I'm
wait, wait, wait,
confused
wait.
by.
Because-
Your own schedule.
Wait, no, I wasn't on
This
schedule
is perfect.
because
You
sorry,
said in for
because
eighth
I
grade
left
to
out. There's a
11th
big
grade.
part I left
Okay.
out.
Go
okay.
ahead.
Sorry. That's pretty good though.
I was.
When I was tested in math and science and another subject I can't remember, I was in the 6th grade level
Oh, so
Oh,
you
so
made
you
up a
caught
couple
up.
of
Yeah, I
grades.
caught up.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah, that's
you.
giving up for Paul.
because, like in reading
there a
and some
clap
other
on there?
things,
yeah, that's
there's no clap.
No,
Oh,
there's-
okay.
Remember?
Oh, it's the da-doon.
yeah,
yeah,
it's
he
the-
can't
Yeah,
find.
he
Don't
can't
worry.
find it.
Don't even.
It's the
yeah.
He got it.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, because I have it pulled up.
Yeah,
Oh, the labels?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's labeled.
yeah.
Here he
It's
goes.
been labeled.
It doesn't matter. He can't see it. So anyway,
Yeah.
So you caught up.
I caught up and I tried to go back to the Bossier Parish school system. And they're like, nah, I'm good.
So where'd you end up?
University Christian Preparatory,
Which is really what?
Trinity Heights
Thank
Christian
you.
Academy.
That's how we remembered it.
Yeah,
Yes.
T Heights.
yeah,
T
I
Heights.
when I first enrolled, it was still Trinity Heights, but then when I started, it had changed to UCP.
UCP.
I vaguely remember
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Great school,
Yeah, well,
awesome.
Yeah.
Not really, no.
He said Johnson. Yeah, yeah.
Not
It
really.
wasn't
Yeah.
bad.
It wasn't.
It
bad.
wasn't bad.
Come on.
Come on, man.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was a fine school.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back in though. Let's switch gears back into what people might care about is what are we doing and how are we preparing for the next step as the church?
Wow. Well, you know, we're kind of interesting because we're in a building we don't own.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of churches are making their decision with total control. We are going to have to kind of wait to see, first of all, what the convention center even is going
Yes.
to allow.
Hey, and speaking of that, I saw on the Today Show, the reason I bring that up, it's a brand new piece of equipment that is coming out, being manufactured as we speak. It will be
Today.
available next
Somebody's
month.
building it right now.
Yes, be available next month. This was on Today Show, so you
Okay.
can hashtag Today
That's
Show.
your source.
My source. And it is, you've seen like a walk through a metal detector?
Yep.
Like at the airport or whatever, you put your feet on the yellow blocks and you raise your hands up and that thing scans
Goes
you.
zhong, zhong.
Zhoosh, and then you walk out and they go, you're free and clear. It's the exact same type of machine that test everything while you're standing there. You can do 600 people in an hour, I think. And so they were talking about that they foresee as a possible future in all large gatherings, including concerts, yada, 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 church, whatever, big municipal buildings, you would have to walk through that machine to get an approval before you walk in. It checks your
Wow.
temperature, it checks your heart rate, it checks your oxygen level without touching you.
Wow.
Goes
That's
through
crazy.
goes through this whole thing, yes. And it was a possibility. They're saying that large organizations or large facilities, colleges, that it may be that before you go into a certain area that, it scans you.
They got a name for this thing?
Yeah, I kind of looked it up.
COVID carousel?
No, it has nothing to do with
COVID carousel.
That's it would have been a good idea. I can't remember.
If
what
it's doing heart rate, I'm kind of.
It makes you nervous, doesn't
well,
it?
it does heart rate. It does it all.
That's pretty creative, though, trying to figure out how to move forward because the crazy part about it is it could kind of ease up right now, but the whole reason they're phasing all this, from what I understand, is that they're kind of watching to see is it going to spike again or,
Yeah.
you know, how effective social distancing it really is. The funny thing on that, so all the guys were at my house on Saturday washing their cars and me working in the yard, and we decided to go get ices at the Dixie Mart. They got good
Dixie
ices.
Mart.
Hey, we saw it last week. The Circle K is open.
Yeah, so I popped off on the way there, and I said, they don't have any signs or social distancing. It's going to be fine. I barrel up in there, and lo and behold, that had all changed since the last time I was in there, and they were limited to 4 customers at a time in the store. So I had to literally stand in the store way back, let each of my guys go in 2 at a time, and then pay for it, and that's at a Dixie Mart.
Oh yeah.
That's a game changer, man. You
Well,
can't even get your icy without complications.
Well, you took 20 people up there.
That's true.
Most people go in by themselves. I mean,
Good point. I put that on myself.
Yeah. Well, they were. I was giving you one other reference on that because I was curious of how much this machine was
Yeah,
going to
how
cost. Because
much?
does it go to Dixie Mart or does it go? No, it would be only at big facilities. 35,000 a machine.
Ooh, that's going to be airports.
Yeah,
convention
35,000.
centers. Yeah.
So, because that's what everybody's trying to figure out is what does the new way look like? Because yesterday I left church, and I was going to go by the Home Depot because I got a faulty light outside acting up. The one that looks like you're going into a strobe or a haunted house. Not only did the storm make it look like a haunted house, now I got a outside light that flashes like a strobe. So I was going to change it out. I go by Home Depot, and I promise you there's 100 people lined up outside.
Yep.
And I'm going, there ain't a parking spot open in the
I
in the
drove
parking
right
lot.
on by.
And I did too. I was like, this
Skipped it.
is unbelievable.
Yeah, I need to put gutters up, but I can't even get in there to buy them.
No, you ain't going to get in there now.
Too many people.
Yeah, I went there Monday afternoon at 2:00 and there was a line.
See, so here's what
Last Monday.
Yeah, here's what I'm saying. I'm asking.
Let's bring
this.
it on down
Well, I'm
here.
asking. I'm trying to figure this
Okay.
out. I heard, and this is just hearing because this is where it kind of comes back to the future. If you really think about it, we're all going to probably get it. Kind of like the flu or like whatever.
Don't tell Scott that.
Hey, I'm okay now.
Are you
you're-
good?
I
Yeah,
have
because
to leave now.
no, I'm just saying that you cannot consistently it's like the flu. Eventually in your lifetime you may
Right.
get it or whatever's going to go on. But I think it's interesting because everybody's trying to figure it out now. But I think what it looks like is going to happen is everybody's going to kind of go, all right, it is what it is. I'm going to risk it to go to the college football game. Whether you got the machine or not or whether you're testing, I'm going to go see it. But the problem is the companies can't release it yet.
That's right.
So they feel liable or so there's a tension. That's why they're protesting in the streets on one side and the companies are trying to go, I don't know what to do because a country like Sweden, for example, they never put any restrictions in. They're already through it.
Yeah.
So they were saying there were two approaches. You can do all that we're doing to kind of kill it, knock it down, which makes sense. And then on the other side, they're going, no, you let it run its course because it's kind of tough, but the strong will survive. You're going to get through it because eventually that's what you're going to do anyway because there is no vaccine.
Right.
So it's not like you're going, well, we're better now. We just took extreme measures and knocked it down, hoping that the weather changes it, knowing that by fall it kicks back up again.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
that test called that you're going to be able to see if
The
you?
antibody test, which
Yeah.
already healthcare workers can have it done. Like my dad had it done.
Dave Aguiar had it
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
My dad came back negative.
So did Dave.
Yeah, which he was, and my dad had mixed reviews about it. On one hand, he was like, "Hey, it's great. It means that the mask that I've been wearing at work, because he's a nurse, and all this stuff has been protecting me." But then, just like that, he's like, "Well, I wish I already had it, so that way I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore."
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. It's really strange.
Very interesting.
Because that's the thing is we're talking about church attendance or whatever. I mean, that people are thinking that. They're going, I'm not going because it's what me and Chip were, discussing, arguing right before we got in here because he was like, I called Greg and I want to know what they're saying and what the government, what difference does it make? I mean, you can't, it doesn't matter what they say. You got to make a decision personally. Like I'm okay with risking whatever level, whether that's going to church or going to the grocery store or going to see a friend. Because the truth is, any one or all of those can infect you because they don't know when you have it and when you don't. So if you go, no, I'm not, well, then you'll just live in isolation probably for a year.
Oh my!
Hey, I had to take that risk this morning, bro.
What'd you go for?
Man, I messed up, dude. So last
He
week,
went
We
for
just-
a,
last
all-
week,
it's going to be
man,
something to do with food.
You got
I
it.
know. I mean, Big Shug's
'Cause
going to have.
here's what I went and did.
Donut.
No. So last week we went to Target. First time I've been at Target since all this started.
I've been there a lot. Didn't
Yeah.
bug me.
And it was me, Ashley, and Jacob. And we all picked our favorite Pop-Tart.
It's the
Okay?
stuff.
This is good stuff here.
They've messed up since they got rid of that chocolate one with white
I
icing.
agree with you.
Not cookie and cream.
That ain't the same.
It's not the same. There was something, I don't know what that flavor was.
It was good.
It was the best one they ever made.
Well, but now that that's gone, my favorite is cherry.
I
like
do
a cherry
with the
Pop-Tart.
little sprinkles, red
Yep,
sprinkles.
gotta have the glaze and the sprinkles.
Sometimes, but let's talk about Pop-Tart for a minute. The quality has not been the same. It's hit and miss.
It is, but
So
man, I got a good box this time.
But boy, if you get sometimes it's like
There's half the icing.
half the icing,
But
kind of
see,
half sprinkled.
Yeah.
Mine
Come
are,
on,
my
Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart is very hard to come by.
What is yours?
unfrosted blueberry.
What's the point?
Well, yeah, why would you eat that?
I just love
just
it.
go
You
out
put
and
it in
nibble
the-
on the grass in the backyard.
My grass does not taste like blueberries.
I got blueberries in mine.
Yeah, like you put it in the microwave
grass.
for like 5 seconds, where it's a little warm. You put a little butter on top of
Ooh, no. I'm more about the ice.
it. Heaven on earth.
Okay,
And
so
the
here,
sprinkles.
so back to Target. So Butters picks hers, Jacob picks his. I get cherry. Yeah, okay, and we're shopping for Teresa's birthdays while we're in there.
Yeah, sounds
okay?
like it's kind of selfish to me. at
Yeah,
this
yeah,
point.
we were getting these while we were in there.
Yeah, sure.
We were getting stuff for her.
I understand.
Which,
And
by the way,
yourself.
we bought puzzles for her. That's what she's. You can't hardly find a puzzle
That's
right
because
now.
everybody's bored.
Everybody
man.
making puzzles.
And they want $50 for
I
a puzzle
know.
on
Ain't-
Amazon.
There
It's
ain't
crazy.
no. I would. You can't pay me to sit down and work a puzzle.
Cardboard and a picture.
So anyway, so I get cherry. So Teresa happens to like cherry Pop Tarts too. So she says, "Oh, cherry Pop Tarts." I said, "Yeah, we'll share these because I didn't get any for her."
Way to go, John.
I
Happy
didn't-
birthday to you.
Yeah, I didn't really think about her in the
Yeah.
Pop Tart vein because
That's
everything
hard.
else was about her in the
Yeah.
shopping cart. All right.
Okay.
So over the course of the last couple of days, I ate all those Pop Tarts, all those cherry Pop Tarts.
That doesn't shock
I
me.
knocked every one of them out. All right, maybe not. And I take it back. All
What do
but
you
one.
drink with it?
Milk,
And in
a frosted glass.
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this morning, she comes in and she says, "Did you eat all the cherry Pop Tarts?"
See, that's like.
And at
Ian.
first I said, "No,"
right?
because I didn't eat one of them because I knew she had one. And she says, "I mean the rest of them." I went,
Yes.
"I guess I did."
it's like. Ian.
Well, it wasn't a good moment because it was supposed to be kind of 50-50.
so she was mad about it.
She was just a little frustrated. 'Cause you know when you wake up and
Oh,
you
and you
think,
want a Pop-Tart.
Yeah, you're like,
Oh,
I'm going
yeah.
to eat one of them cherry Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
You go in there and the box sitting on top of the trash can.
Yeah.
You're
ran
like,
out of
I've been
milk.
there. And it's
Yeah.
like,
We ran out of milk last night. Same thing. I always like a
Oh.
bowl of cereal at night, and Angie said, "There's a splash of milk." And I don't know what a splash means.
It
to
ain't
you.
enough.
It ain't enough. So then she comes in there eating dry Lucky Charms,
Oh,
dry throat and Lucky Charms.
that's horrible.
oh,
No,
that makes
no
my
thanks.
throat dry thinking about
Yeah,
it.
but anyway,
So I went to Little Walmart and
in that moment this morning,
I left immediately.
you were gonna make it right.
I'm going to make it right.
That's a good
Well,
marriage.
guess what?
They don't have.
They ain't got no cherry Pop-Tarts. But what they did have was this combo box.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I've seen those.
And it's got blueberry
Ugh.
for Scott.
Was
It's
it
got
frosted
strawberry.
in
They're frosted. And then it's got cherry in it. So I walked back in the kitchen, and this box is 6 times the size of a normal Pop-Tarts box. And I said, "Sorry."
Did
And I
help
set it
you?
on the counter. Yeah, I got me some points back, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, putting
Yeah.
a little change
Change
in the pocket.
Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of people at Walmart.
there was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People are. I think they're done. I think people are like, I'm
Yeah.
done.
Well, like, yeah, me, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
tired of sitting there. I don't even want to, like, I don't even want to see my house anymore. Like, I don't want to see the inside of it. I don't
No.
want to be there.
I understand.
That's the reason why I walked three are not used, but car lots yesterday, purely out of boredom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have come out to the lake. We could have put you in that boat. You could have been washing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll do it next time.
Yeah. So anyway, I risk it today. So I may have got the COVID, just get a Pop-Tart.
But this is what I'm saying. I've been in Walmart, both little and big. I've been in Home Depot. I've been in Lowe's. I hadn't worried about that at
Yeah.
all.
Well, I did read an article yesterday from Apple News.
That's your source?
Yeah, that's my source. That one of the things is things to put your mind at ease about, products and stuff. Like they're talking about because a bunch of people are like for instance, my dad, as soon as he comes home, my mom makes him take off every stitch of clothing he has. She washes it because he's a nurse. He's on the front lines, and then makes him immediately goes and takes a shower. Well, they're saying you really don't have to do that because they're saying that literally on products and on clothing and stuff like that, there's about a 0.1% chance you will get sick from that.
Mm-hmm.
You basically have to take the package, lick the package, rub it on your face.
I'm not a big licking
Yeah,
package.
so
guy.
that's where they're saying like it's stuff like that, and they're saying with fabric, it's just like anything else. The droplet gets in there.
I was just thinking about people out there
Just rubbing their face,
rubbing
on
their
them,
face on
like in
yeah.
the chip aisle. Just
Yeah, that's not good.
yeah. So that's what. So to put some people's mind at ease on some of that stuff, like my cousin, every package that they get goes into a bin in their backyard and they wash. everything.
Yeah, it's just
All food products, everything.
I don't know, man.
I have a confession to make.
Oh, come on, man.
I licked a building in Chicago.
Yeah, that was pre-COVID.
It was.
Why
thank
did you
God.
lick a building?
Because I'm a stupid guy.
It was a dare.
It was. We flew to Chicago for a conference. It was Davin, Brian, and Evan, and me. And we're walking downtown Chicago, and somehow or another, this dare was like, I bet you won't lick that building. Because they were talking about handrails. Because Davin Lazenby's a germaphobe.
Huge germaphobe.
Huge germaphobe.
You licked a building.
And I said, Davin, you're being stupid. And he said, I bet you won't lick that building. I walked right up to it and just licked that building
Yep.
in downtown Chicago.
Is there video or photograph?
No,
evidence?
I think there's a photograph.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Stupid. My wife was so angry with me. She goes, that is so stupid.
Yeah, well, but it's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
So that's I guess my point or my question, or as we're just kind of still walking through this, is what do you think the average, I'd love to know if there are any listeners, like what their email in, or like
Yeah,
what
what's
are
that
they
email
thinking?
address?
Podcast at the Simple Church, or podcasts.
With a
Plural.
Yeah, plural at the
Yeah.
Simple Church. Which, why did I make it plural? There's only one. Anyway, sorry, that just was a random thought. But podcast at thesimplechurch.tv.
Yeah, I'm just curious of like what people are thinking, because like right now, a lot of people are watching. People tell me they're watching, and they comment, and so I know people are enjoying the fact that you can watch at home.
Yeah.
What's going to be funny is they go, and that's good enough for me.
Well, in their defense, it's a good product.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, and I'm
mean-
not hating on it. I'm going,
No, I get it. I think it's a game changer for everybody.
For
I mean,
me, as a staff member, I will admit I have thoroughly enjoyed Sundays now.
Well, I bet you have. Because we
you
used to be at
sleep in.
Whataburger
Yeah,
at
it's
6
5
a.m.
a.m. and now I'm waking up at 8:30. I'm laying down on the couch. and I'm
Don't get
getting my
used
little,
to it.
Little cat, my kitties are getting on me, and we're laying down
You know
together.
what?
We're
This
watching
Sunday,
church.
This Sunday, we're going to meet in the parking lot of Whataburger
What's
at 5 a.m. just to get you back sharp.
that's what I'm saying is, isn't it a little, I mean, it's going to be strange.
It is.
Because we're still rolling. I mean, it's still
Yeah.
you still write the sermons, you still produce them, you still record them. You still got to get all that stuff done. And people are being kind, or man, I appreciate this or that. I'm just going back to, it's going to be strange when it is lifted to see what the dynamics will look like.
I
Like
think it's
how
going to
many
be based on personality
and
Yeah.
age probably.
and age
Yeah.
and life circumstances.
Yeah, like I looked it up for myself just because, as everyone knows, I've had some anxiety. So I looked it up, and I felt very, very silly yesterday because my chance of death with COVID-19 is 0.2%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm an idiot.
Well, there's
But, I mean,
but it's a lot of truth that everything went that way. So now what I'm
got
saying
pretty
is
crazy for a
Yeah.
while there.
yeah, and I'm going, it might be that way again, or it may never be that way again.
Don't know.
Because
don't
that's
know.
what's, and the reason I say that is you don't really know what'll, if in fall, if it amps back up again.
It could close back down. That's what they're
See,
saying.
but I don't think, there's something in me, my gut feeling, and I could be
agree.
wrong on this. I think it's going to be done.
I agree with you. I think
we went there, and I think they realized. Okay, so let's rewind the tape.
Mm-hmm.
When this thing started, they thought there would be 200,000 people dead in New York alone.
Right.
So that's not a bad thing to be prepared for, because if it goes there, you have to be prepared. Not to minimize anyone's death. We've had many people in the Simple Church lose a loved one over this. Most of those were very senior adult and had major health issues associated.
Right.
So not to make that less important or not, it hurt them, and it's very impactful. But when we look at the grand scheme of things, I go back and go, and most of them are nursing home too. That's the other thing is you got to feel for the
Yeah.
nursing home industry
tough.
and people. We got a friend, a Simple Church guy, Scott Halstead. He's literally in a nursing home because of that accident on I-20. He's a young guy. His neighbor got it in his room. He's got it now, and he's doing fine. He's not sick. I mean, he's done well. Okay, but that's where I go back to is like even for him who's got health issue and everything, he survived and is doing fine. It's just weird to think about what that'll look like in the next year.
Well, we'll know more by fall.
Yes.
Because we're learning at an exponentially crazy rate because so much energy is being put into research and strategy. So, yes, it will be different in the fall. There's no way it can't be. The question is just how much do we learn?
Yeah, I'm just curious, I guess because you can't predict it, like what will the church look like come November the whatever?
14th.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't know.
You know, because what's going to be interesting too is I'll give you this is the insider, and you kind of hinted on it. This is backstage. I think it's going to be harder on the staff than it will be on the people
What do you mean?
because you shift the way that you do ministry, and they're shifting towards way more laid back. Right now, there's no real preparation on their end. I'm the only one having to prepare content on a regular weekly basis. Now, Christy A are preparing some content,
Right.
but the difference is my job didn't change. Let me clarify it. Hers shifted. Mine really didn't change.
Right.
Hers shifted the way she does it because children's ministry. And that's why the orange people are kind of figuring that out. But like you don't have your camps, you don't have your SKs, a lot of things that are heavy activity and energy and effort, you don't really do. So Scott's going, man, I'm sleeping in, I'm laying on the couch, and I'm able to do whatever. Well, what'll be hard is, say it's, again, June 1st, let's go. It's like, so it'll be a mental switch because, here's where I'm going to say that, you may not have the people in the room.
Yeah.
So although you got to get up and do it, and although you got to, and you go, what are we doing? There will be that feeling of, why are we doing this, or how are we? Because you may not need all of those people, because the reason you have so many people on staff is to meet the need of all the other people. You're there to serve them and to equip them and to prepare them for ministry. And so it's one of those things when all that kind of goes, everybody's going to be going, wait a second, how does this work? Or what does the new look like? Or how do we manage this? And I said it yesterday in the message on Sunday. We had 4 or 5 trips planned that Robin was putting all this work into, and all that went away. Well, that's a weird thing. So then when it comes back, it's like, how do I do that?
Yeah.
What does that look like, and how do we get that pulled off, and can we? Because it's all of that mystery and all that. No, I think it'll be harder on them than it will be, because the person just decides. We go and consume, or we don't.
Yeah. That's true.
So the other one's like, do we go to put all the energy into it, and no one does.
I'm ready. But the difference, I can only speak for myself, though I have enjoyed, the break. I'm ready to get back to work. I'm ready for some sort of freaking normalcy. Because though, like in the beginning, like it was nice, like, oh, I have this nice break. But now I'm like, can I just do something, please?
Yeah.
Like today, like in my mind, there's already stuff that I'm going to do at the office that really doesn't need to be done, but I'm doing it just to do something.
We're going to finish them cabinets over there.
Yeah, because
I think everybody's feeling. We drove around yesterday, and like I said, there's people everywhere because they're
done with being in the house.
They're done.
Even though you're supposed to be staying home, they ain't staying home.
They didn't make it
no
till
more.
April 30th.
I think now people are going, I'm just going to risk it because I can only stare at my cats for so long.
You're unique.
I'm unique, and I think about like Mallory and Evan with those 2 young kids. I'm shocked they're all still alive. Because I can't imagine like being stuck in a house with like a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old because they don't understand.
No.
They're not paying. Why am I locked down? Why can't I go to school? And dealing with that every day. I mean, I'd be bouncing kids off my knees.
Sure.
Well, I think we're breaking it tomorrow. I think Ian has got a birthday party, and we discussed this as a family and said, what's a few days difference? If I mean, like, hey,
he's
you may
be
find out.
excited.
You may find out at 4:00 today that.
Yeah, but I
Yes.
told them it doesn't matter. Let him go. I
Right.
mean, whatever. I mean, at this point, this is what I'm saying. If you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
There's no way to say you're not going to get it, and I'm not saying you go crazy.
Don't be stupid.
But
Right.
my point is I don't know. You can't keep living like this.
Right.
Now, sooner or later, it will get back to normal to some degree.
Yeah, there'll be a new normal.
But
Yeah.
okay, so let's talk about what time? How much time we got? We already
We're at 54 minutes.
Okay, so we'll maybe be a little shorter today. So here's my point, though. Do you envision? Because I don't.
Okay.
But do you envision when you leave the house and you go out to wherever, you're going to put a mask on every time?
No,
There are certain people that believe you will.
I'm not going to do it.
But that's a new normal. Some people say a new normal is
No.
when you walk into a grocery store or you go to a game or you go to church, you're going to wear a mask.
No. I'd rather not meet until we don't have to do that
Yeah, I don't
as
I
a
mean,
church. Because to me, socially, like we were just talking about this yesterday, you cannot emote with a mask on.
No, but you can't touch, you can't
Yeah,
hug.
to me,
So, yeah,
Well,
that-
like when we were taking pictures, handing out the gifts, I'm smiling with my mask on, and I'm realizing why am I?
Yeah.
They can't see
but
my
you know what they
face.
told me, Scott?
I can see it in your eyes.
That's exactly what
You can't see nothing in my eyes.
eyes
Smile right
closed
now. Let
when
me
I
look at your
smile.
eyes.
See, mine's
Yeah.
closed.
Now,
Look.
now, don't smile.
See, your
That's
eyes
so
squint when
stupid.
you laugh.
Yeah.
It's like,
But I
but
will.
you know what I'm saying? It's just to me, it's aggravating because you can't really fully experience an environment because it's a distraction. You walk in with a mask on, and Jacob said it best, Ashley's boyfriend. It's a dystopian feeling. It feels like
What? And that's a big word, man.
Yes,
Yeah, but
it
it's true though.
yeah, it feels
I
like-
got made fun of by two little twins that I wanted to knock out in Target because I wore a mask going into Target,
Yeah,
and they were like, oh, "Look at you!"
it just
man."
feels like something's wrong.
Yeah.
If you're having to wear, like I remember every once in a while you see somebody with a mask, it probably had
Yeah,
the
when you
flu.
feel for them, yeah, you're like,
you'd be
man.
oh dang, man.
Yeah.
But
when
now
the
and
whole-
everybody's got them on, you're like, oh my gosh, this is just weird.
But I will say, kind of on the same lines though, the other part of that is these going back to the antibody tests.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying, oh, COVID's been around a lot longer than we thought.
Right.
Because now they're finding out, like all these nurses and people, they're testing positive, and they're even going back and even some of the autopsies, they're doing tests and samples on the tissues. Some of those people died of COVID back in January.
Yeah.
So they're going. So that's when you kind of go, well, then let's just get on with life.
Right.
Just get
Let's
on
just-
with it.
Yeah, because who's saying all three of us could have had it and not even known it?
Could have
We're
it right
pretty
now.
sure
Yeah.
Christy Rhodes had it.
And
Yeah,
I'm-
but Dave, this is a great example. So
Mm-hmm.
you say that Dave Aguiar, medical professional,
Yeah.
he was confident he had it. Antibody test, nope.
Hmm.
So he was he was in life group Thursday night. He said, "Man, I took my antibody test. They'll give me the answers, whatever." Everybody's like, and then we said, "What do you think?" He said, "Oh, I know I had it.
He didn't have it.
I didn't have it."
Same way with my dad. My dad, both my mom and my dad had all the classic signs and symptoms. Tested for the flu. My dad had the flu. My mom did not. He was convinced he had it. He came back negative.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
well,
Well, I mean, to wrap up, I think something would be cool to talk about real quick would be like last Friday we got to honor all these
Heroes,
man, and Scott and I went to one together to drop off one, and one of the strangest things about it is based on different people's personalities, they're either cool, and you really can't see any change to them, but the place we went to, they were like, "Stop, don't enter."
Yeah.
She took the gift at a distance, and it was just a very awkward moment. I was thinking, I really am looking forward to the day to where we're back to normal. Whatever
I think
the new
we went to
normal
the
is.
same place, didn't we?
Yes,
Y'all did
we
the
went to
next
the next
day.
and then we got in trouble because both of us entered the door and she did not
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, but see, it's to me, it's like,
But that's one person's response. I'm not
Right,
hating on the organization. I'm not
Yeah.
hating on, and we're not even going to say who it is because
Yeah.
it's not necessary. But it just reminded me that it's a weird time.
oh, there ain't no doubt about that.
You all right there, Scott?
Sorry,
You had to sneeze.
I was trying to
That was
sneeze.
very awkward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they say you're supposed to look up and stare at a light if you need to sneeze.
Yeah, there's no light above
Well,
you.
there was a light right.
Oh,
That's
I
what I was
got you.
staring at. I'm sorry.
Wow.
It was so close.
You muted yourself.
Yeah, I
and tried
muted
to talk.
myself there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's time to wrap
That's
it up.
probably
Yeah, and I
time to bail
think
out.
Tuesdays are better for podcasts.
Yeah,
I
it was
think-
just because we had to change the
Yeah.
staff meeting, so we won't do this again.
Yeah. Well,
Once again, Mark Perkins, thank you for listening.
yeah. And Carl's wife.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Carl's wife.
We love you.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Here we
Till
go.
next time.
Till next time.